When you get to hell, tell him Duke sent you. Duke wins. Fatality.
Alrighty, let's get it in. So, got no topics, just wanted to go live, and that's all there is fucking to it. What's up, y'all? So, what's been going on? I hear it all. Speak up. Alright, so, here's what it is. Been listening to a lot of streams lately, starting to hear a common theme, and it's kind of like a globe and flat earth versus the trolls. Sounds good, but is it real? That's kind of like the big question. Alright, let's see what's going on. What up, Legendary Duke? The build's in the house. What's up, Real Truth? And actually, Builds, I think this is the first time you've been around, is it? I'm gonna go ahead and start that panel up pretty soon. Want to kind of go over a few things, whether it be where I'm at my notes. I know there was a few things I wanted to go over. I just gotta find it and remember it. Let's see. Man, I know what I want. It's time to get into it. Cause see, here's what's happening. Pretty sure everyone here obviously remembers and knows there's been a lot of fuckery going around. And the reality of it is, I mean, whether it's a flat earther, globe, it doesn't matter. A troll's a troll, and more importantly, not being associated with it is probably the main objective of everyone. You know, drama free. Problem is that for flat earthers, man, I mean, drama free just is not how it's gonna roll. But at the same time, kind of gotta weigh what you want to really deal with, really, right? Personally, for me, I'm pretty sure everyone likes to know. I don't mind getting in a debate. I don't mind starting one. I don't, I'll shots fired. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I think this is my third, fourth stream now, and I don't think I've had one conscious community believer come on the panel or even say anything in the chat. So apparently, I guess I'm right. Also, I realize that I'm probably not gonna budge from being believing in evolution. I don't think there was a creator. I think that creation, the creator, absolutely not. Wanted to go over a video I had just saw that going over, it's like a new version of how everything became. It's kind of weird. I don't even believe this because a lot of in the video I watched, it was a bunch of contradictions. For instance, they were saying that, or better yet, let me start. Scientists say that Earth is 4.5 million or billion years old. Uh, how, oh, okay, I was gonna say, I was like, how legendary? How do you not get notifications? You were here. You were the first one here. Um, but all right. So back to what I was saying. So scientists say that Earth is 4.5 billion years old, and like many other things, I I I don't know if that's how old it is. Um, I do know that that's like kind of like their guess right number. They know it's older than old as shit, but they'll even admit it's not exactly 5. Um, but in this video I was watching, uh, they said the sun is actually 4.5 million years old, billion years old, and not only was the sun uh, same age as the Earth, which makes zero sense to me. Um, there wasn't a big bang, so to speak. So the way they explained it was the sun was made up of a bunch of gases, dust floating around in space. They combined, making a nuclear reaction. And imagine this nuclear reaction happening, and we have our sun. Well, all the dust and debris becomes rock structures, I guess, and go everywhere. They say that the debris from the nuclear reaction that made the sun is our planets. Now, whether that be the Big Bang in their version or not, matter of fact, that would make more sense than just a Big Bang and Earth is here. The creation of the sun, that way I can kind of get believe it. But here's the problem with that: if that were the case, and the sun did have this nuclear reaction to become the sun, and all this debris became the planets, we wouldn't have a sun. in space, in space, there's no friction. There's nothing to hold anything back. So once it starts going, it's going. Now, all the planets that supposedly this explosion made would be moving away from it at such a rate and speed that it'd be ridiculous, and we wouldn't have the sun we have. So that way was I instantly realized how full of shit those guys were when I was listening to it. There's like little other facts on here that makes zero sense to me. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is how they say space is matterless. Now, really, it shouldn't be offline. Got the good internet set up on. I know my bit rate's good to go. Is that happening to anyone else? Let me know if it's gonna. I added a couple of on here. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why there's a big lag? See if this will work. Help it a little bit. Yeah, that works. I don't know why the hell I got a lag on it. Yeah, I don't I stream at 720 but my rendering goes down, so it may be at, if you go to 360, you should be good to go. Oh, what's up, Rick? How you doing, sir? Not a space agency. How you doing? Thank you for coming back. Um, so yeah, so go ahead and lower your quality, because I mean, realistically, just listen. I'm just kidding. Kind of want to go more, keep going in this. If it keeps giving you guys any more problems, let me know. Um, but yeah, just remember, just downrate your quality, and it probably will work just fine. As for what I was saying, in space, they say that there's no matter, which is ridiculous. The fact that they're saying there's no matter at all, yet for one, they said that we have these planets. They say there's all these gases and space dust, debris, solar winds, the whole nine. I mean, they actually, if you look it up, Google it, there's actually wind between the moon and Earth, the sun, and all the other planets. There's supposedly these solar winds, and I forget the name of the other one, but as far as what I could tell, it seems like there's a lot of matter out there. Now, in between that matter, there may be nothing, but you can't say that there is no matter at all, because there's shit there. You know me, Ricky. I gotta go against the grain. There is a space. If there wasn't space, whether it be your version, my version, legendaries, the builds doesn't matter whose version it is. Everything, when you look up, that stuff is there. Now, how far does it go? I have no clue. How far can we go? Not very far. But there's shit out there. There's no doubt about it. Now, when you guys are saying the stars are water and this and that, I mean, doesn't. Um, the problem I have with the whole dome scenario is that if you believe in a dome, you basically have to believe in like these other things that are happening that make zero sense to me. Wow, what the fuck? How is it not getting my encode? Okay, we're good. So, in a nutshell, so it's like, for me, I deep down know when you say a dome, there is no physical dome. It's not possible. Then let me explain why. If there was a dome with the sun and the moon inside this dome, for one, when the sun's out, we would see glare everywhere. Go get a snow globe, put a flashlight over it. That's what happens. Oh man, I'm nowhere. I'm not even in. I'm like at 2200 right now. What up, ATF? Let me see if I just go to my settings real quick and see if anything is on here that's not supposed to be how it is. Yeah, see, I'm at 22. Um, Only thing I could think of. Let me know if this changes anything. That should potentially be a little bit better. Um, yeah, other than that, that's the only thing I can change that would do anything. Yeah, so when it comes to that's a 15, that seems really low, but okay. What is it? Let's go. I'll do 2000 for right now because I'm at 23. See how that works. All right, so what up, Ted? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me get back to what I was saying. For me, like I said, if you believe there's a glass dome, you're locked in to certain aspects of what you can believe. This is the way it is. What are my thoughts? I I don't believe that it. I think if there is anything technology-wise that is in low space orbit, it's military. NASA is military as well. ISS could be there. I don't think people are up there that long. Um, I certainly have an issue with how they say things orbit. Now, I was also realizing that there is something called a horizontal orbit. Now, that can happen on a flat Earth. Let's do it. Um, if let's just say somehow we figure out there is satellites, they are probably on a horizontal orbit, which also would make sense for the trajectory of rockets. But at the same time, it's kind of hard. See, okay, let me back up a bit. Here's something that I was realizing. So we're on a flat Earth. That doesn't mean that an atmosphere or just like something can be around the whole thing. Um, the one thing I was thinking that, or let me jump. I'm jumping the gun and jumping around too much. The ISS. I believe that the ISS may be a military satellite, but I definitely don't think there's people living in it. I definitely don't think it's something that any. Here's the other thing: for when people say they get photos of it transiting the moon, I think they're full of shit. And here's why: if it's moving at 17,000 miles an hour, and you take a picture, I don't care if you're using a P900, a P9000 million trillion, it's not going to be that detailed. And I know this because for this reason alone. If you go to, let's say, what do you call it? An air show where they fly jets and all that stuff, do tricks. If a, a jet flies by at supersonic and you're standing in one spot and you take a picture as it crosses your vision, it's going to be blurry. It's all the way. I mean, show me different. I've seen it numerous times where people tried. I've taken pictures like that of cars from a distance, and it still does it. Now, I'm not a photographer, so I don't know like a shit ton about it. 18 bit rate, 15 is too low. All right, let me change that real quick. Hey, what's up, Cat Eyes? Welcome. I don't know what I just did. Okay, here we go. All right, let me know. I gotta stop just hitting random shit. Here we go. Let me know if it gets any better then. 1500 seems so low compared to what I've been streaming at. All right, let me know. I got pictures of the ISS on my channel. Near base, here's the problem. You have pictures of what you believe is the ISS. I mean, let's keep it real. Do you know for a fact that is the ISS? I mean, that's the thing. You guys keep taking all these pictures of this thing shooting through the sky. Somehow you guys get like the perfect picture of like the middle and the solar panels on the side. Seems kind of far-fetched to me. Not to mention, better yet, how many pictures do you think you guys can get in one day as all the Globers? Because I know everyone else ain't gonna sit out there wanting to do it. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm gonna start up. I'm not sure if I want to do the Zoom. I think I'm gonna do Zoom only because I have zero controls when I do my Hangouts with Google Hangout. It sucks ass. I hate it now. But let me go. Yeah, let's get this panel started. So unfortunately, I got to start it all up, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's kind of easy. I'm going to be using Zoom, and then I'll post the link in the chat, and also I'll post they have like a phone number you can use, and I'll post that in there too. But first, I need to figure out. For some reason Zoom started putting in like some kind of extra little screen. I don't know what the hell that's all about. Kind of weird. I'll go ahead and get that. Yeah. I am talking to myself, Duke. That's how I roll. I kind of just rant. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put this over here. And actually, I'll just do a window. Bam. Goes. So, get this out to you guys real quick. And you guys better be happy, because if I wasn't talking to myself, then that's where the problem starts. Alrighty. Why the hell isn't that off? That's what I gotta do. I keep forgetting to take this cursor thing off because it looks fucking retarded. Alright. So there goes the chat. The link. To that phone number. I haven't used that before. Well, I don't know. I gotta look for it, but too lazy. Yeah, but other than that, pull this over here so I can see still. I see when I do that, huh? Sucks. Alright, so back to what I was saying. Airbase says, I am 99% sure that it is the ISS because I calculated the speed, size, distance, and location at the time I observed a solar transit from two Alright, check this out though, Near. So you're 99% sure. Now, your calculations of speed, size, distance, and location, did you use those calculations or did you use NASA's information? Because I can give you information right now and I can make, you know what I mean? You can, if I had to hide stuff like that, I could easily give you the information and then, just fly my drone wherever it needs to be flown at night. Because that's the other thing. This, like the drone craze. No one's on the panel, Legendary. I'm talking to Near in the chat still. Come on, man. You got to keep up, man. Keep up. um, hey. Nope. Danny. Fine Zoom. I did the calculations. Observe it myself. Okay, how did you do so when did you see this? I'm confused. When did you see the ISS off your own calculations? All right, so Near is here. Let me go ahead and get you in here real quick. 1 second. There it is. How you doing, sir? You hear me?
Hello, testing, testing.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. Yes. So I did. Let me show you the calculations. This is my first time using this software, so I'm really not sure what to do. Um, yeah. Let me get the. I have an Imgur link of the calculations and the observer. Post that.
Yeah, okay, but hang on. So here's the thing: the information you got for that, where did you get your information to be able to use to calculate these things?
The video. I took a video of two observers during a solar transit, and I used those two videos to calculate the parallax between the two observers of the path of transit, and therefore I could determine the distance and therefore the height of the space station.
Okay.
And I have a whole, yeah.
Okay.
I have a whole.
Hang on 1 second.
I have a whole 10-page paper describing all the mathematics and explaining it and stuff.
Okay, but here's the thing. So just would this be? Let me know if this would be possible. So when how do I say it? So you're when you're trying to figure out where it's going to, or better yet, what time it's going to be, because realistically, if it's doing the transit, to look at the damn moon, right?
Yeah, sun, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, my question is, how hard could it be for NASA, the room full of scientists, to easily just send a drone at a certain height, a certain size, and it would still all add up?
It would have to be traveling at 17,000 miles per hour at 250 miles up, and have to be a size of about a football field.
Okay, so what are you comparing to show that it's a football field?
Oh, it's in the calculations. It's
It'd basically be the size compared to the height they give you, the size they give you, and the speed they give you, right?
No, I calculated the size, speed, and
No. They calculated it. Otherwise, it wouldn't. Not that difficult. No, better. If something just so what you're telling me is if I showed you a video of something just shooting across the screen, you'd be able to tell me the size, speed, and distance.
if I had it from two observers, yes.
Okay.
You have to have two observers.
Okay, so basically, well, explain how that works, so I have a better understanding of it.
Well, what I got was I had the distance from the two observers. I filmed the sun at the exact same time, and then given hold on, the altitude of the sun, the angular size of the sun in degrees, the azimuth direction of the sun, and some other stuff, and the distance from the two observers, I could calculate the distance from the observer to the International Space Station.
All right, 1 second here. What's up, Real Truth?
What up? Let me put that phone thingy in there.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, what up, Linda?
God dang, man.
What is it?
You gonna have to deal with the people and ringing the doorbell constantly.
I know. I gotta. How do you turn that shit off? Because that's annoying.
You have to do it in the settings.
Damn. Wait, actually, I still can. Oh no, I can't. All right. Or my apologies. Your base. Go ahead and continue.
Yeah, given the altitude of the sun, the angular size of the sun, and the distance from the two observers, as it passes in front of the screen, I can calculate the parallax, as in like the difference in angles between the two observers, and then from that I can determine the distance from the observer to the space station or any object, and then once I got that, I can determine the height.
Okay, I have a question. When it does this transit, can you catch it twice?
Can I catch it twice?
Yeah, 2 transits in a night.
Maybe it is possible for it to do like maybe a solar transit in day and a transit at nighttime, but usually there's space in between transits.
But it
Actually,
doesn't it orbit like, what is it?
not every 90
9?
minutes.
Yeah, every 90 minutes. So every 90 minutes you should be able to see it, especially in that at night. You should be able to see it transit at least a few times.
Not necessarily, because the sun and or moon has very small angular size. So it's actually, I have there is a website that tells you when um ISS transit will happen in your area, and it's actually relatively rare because first of all, you don't know if it's gonna it's about like maybe once a night or maybe once every 2 nights it'll actually fly over, and then the probability that it'll cross in front of the moon is even smaller. So it's actually quite rare for it to happen. In my area, maybe it happens about maybe once or twice a month, and there's actually one coming up 2 days on the 24th. I'm gonna go see that I live by. So
Aren't you supposed to be able to see it regardless if it transits the moon?
you can see it without transiting the moon.
Yeah.
Yes, or the sun.
So then you should be able to get an image of it numerous times in a night, right?
No, most of the time if it's gonna pass
Whoa.
over at
He's
night,
not walking outside.
it'll. Anyway, if it's most likely gonna pass over once a night because it's on an inclination, which means the Earth actually rotates under it. So the space station does not pass over your head every 90 minutes. I mean, it goes around the Earth every 90 minutes, but in your specific spot, it won't go, around. You won't see it go passing in front of the sky every 90 minutes.
Okay, seriously. So because of the spin. So, but that means I should be able to get one. Someone on the East Coast should be able to get one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, two people on maybe a couple 100 miles can see it. Yeah.
Okay, I want to see that. And you said that
Okay.
what was the distance between you and the other observer?
About 5.14 miles.
So you guys were basically the same area.
Yeah, very relatively close. A couple of minutes drive, maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, I want to see. I need distance. I want.
Yeah, the actual distance.
No.
Not like.
No, I want like someone on the East Coast, and someone on the West Coast.
I'm not sure if you could be able to see it from that distance, maybe a couple 100 miles, but that's about it. Because then it would go over the horizon, and you won't be able to see it. People have done it over a couple 100 miles. Although I don't really see what the point would that be, because I already just proved it just with the parallax of only about basically 5 miles. So I really don't get why you wanted to do like a couple 100 miles.
Because I would like it to be seen from more than just two people looking up from basically the same area. But for me, it's so. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, tongue twisted. So to be able to do your calculations, you obviously had to have an idea of where it's going to be and when. So you had information on it. But here's my catch to it. Mm-hmm. So the distances, the speed, and the size, will you agree can differ based on your base information? So if it was closer, smaller, it would actually still appear to be moving just as fast.
Yeah, if it was closer, then it would be different. Are you talking about my margin of error? Like it maybe my
No. In a nutshell, what I'm saying is when you got your image or picture, or you got a picture, right? Of the ISS, you knew the ISS was the size of a football field. So
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
Well,
I also.
Okay, but you also know where the height it travels at, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you had to have gotten some kind of information to know it was going to do it. Transit the moon, right?
Yeah, the sun.
Okay. Oh, okay, son. Sorry, my bad. So you're saying that NASA or any, or I would think more, it would probably be like Air Force because they do a lot more stuff with that. Couldn't use something smaller, lower,
No,
and why?
because it wouldn't line up. It would be if it actually was, in the atmosphere and lower, then I would
No.
see that in my
It
calculation.
doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be in the atmosphere. It could be 100 miles closer than that where you think the ISS is.
Hey, I don't want to
I
get
mean,
you off the subject, but Flat Earth Unity, he didn't have a microphone selected. I think he's having issues. You know what I'm talking about, with the little microphone thingy on the left over there with the arrow pointing up?
Yeah. Hang on one sec.
Yeah, he got to get his microphone selected. I'm sure that's what he's having issues with.
Yeah, my fault. Am I supposed to hold this button when I want to speak?
No, you don't have to. No, he's just clicking. It might look like Flat Earth Unity.
Oh,
It might
okay.
look
My
like
first time.
like a little headphones. Click on that. Sometimes it shows that you got to select computer audio or call, depending on what you're using. If you're using a phone and you're on the app, it'll say use call audio.
There he goes. He's good.
Yeah, now you got your mic. Okay, you good.
What's up, sir?
Okay. All right. I see it.
Okay, so see, what you're saying here doesn't it? I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I've actually seen this effect happen.
hmm
So it doesn't need to be 5 miles up for it to be what I'm saying. It could be 90 miles up
Okay.
and be half the size, and it will still transit the same. It'll transit at 17,000. The closer it is to you, the faster it's going to look.
Yeah.
It's so. I mean, there are different angles and different things that can be done for you to see something and think that's how it is. Because if they would have told you ISS was 2 football fields, your calculations would have been a lot different, right?
No, I still would have gone the same answer no matter what they have said.
Okay, so then at that point, so what you're saying is without any NASA information, without knowing it was the ISS, without knowing the size of the ISS, the speed it travels, you would have been able to do the same thing.
Yeah, I did do the same thing. The only information I used was the altitude of the sun, the angular size of the sun, the azimuth direction of the sun, the amount of time for the ISS to transit the sun, the distance from the two observers, and the radius of the Earth.
Okay, and
That's
what?
all
That's
the
not going to come up.
And what's the time that it crosses the sun?
about 0.92 seconds.
And what kind of camera are you using?
I used a P900 and a Orion 11 or 122 or 10022 StarMax 90mm tabletop.
Do you know what your shutter was
both,
at?
Yeah, I was going to say, both those cameras have two complete different.
Yeah, they're not the same camera.
Yeah, functions.
What,
like they're.
hang on. What was your shutter speed?
My shutter speed.
Yep.
It was a video.
It's still.
Well, yeah, it's still gonna have it's still gonna have frames per.
I think it was on the Orion. I think it was like not a whole lot. It was like 3 frames captured. On the P900, I think I might have been about either 30 or 60, but you could still see the entire path it transited.
See, that's okay. So, do me a favor. I'm assuming your camera's probably still set at the same settings.
I mean, yeah.
Can you do me a favor and get those settings and let me know?
Okay, I think it was just default.
Well, you got a camera like on your like linked up to your computer or phone?
Yeah, I had a telescope that I recorded video.
No,
and the P900.
I meant like on the call right now.
Oh no, I don't have it.
So we can see, like, I was gonna say, so we could see the actual settings on the camera, what the shutter rates are, bit rates, the compression, and all that makes a huge difference on the quality and the speed of the capture.
You can see the video. I just posted the Imgur link.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I see it there.
well,
There it
the reason I asked for like the shutters and all that stuff because obviously you used your screen, you took each frame and used that as your measurements, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if one camera, well, first of all, I don't understand how you could have done that from two observers. That'd be like with two different cameras because they're not going to have the same shutter rate at all, or frames
No, I
per
didn't measure
second.
like. Yeah, they don't need for frames per second. If you scroll down the Imgur link I told you, the third photo, you can actually see the composite of both videos, and they're also like layered. And the white lines represent the path of transit, and that's what I use to do my measurements.
Okay.
It's the Imgur link, and then the third picture.
Um,
Let me post the Imgur link again in the chat. It's in the.
no,
It's in
I'm looking at it. Okay, here we go. It was just loading up for me.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure everything's legit.
It is.
And then I'll go ahead and I'll share it. No problem.
Also, can I talk for a couple more minutes because I got school tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I remember you. I forgot you're a youngin. Let
Yeah.
me go ahead and do this for everyone in the chat. I'm just gonna go put this part in the chat.
Okay. And also make sure to put the calculations. Do you have the calculations link? Or post?
I have all of them, but right now I'm just kind of showing over the third one just so they can see what you saw or what we're talking about.
Yeah.
There we go. Go ahead and make this bigger for you guys in the chat.
And there's two links, by the way. One's the actual one you're looking at and stuff, and the other one's the calculations.
Okay, so everyone in the chat, if you're not sure, if you can, pretty sure you guys can see my cursor. It's gonna go right above my cursor, right there. Now,
Where are you presenting this at?
YouTube.
it's on the YouTube.
Oh, you don't have, man, you can do it for everybody at the same time.
Well, then it's all small. Then it'll be small inside the chat.
Huh? No. Oh, I see what you mean. You gotta set up a display capture that does the whole screen.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's if you're looking at this on a little box, you're not gonna see it.
You can't see nothing.
You won't see it at all. So this is gonna be the second one. Is gonna be, I'm assuming, zoomed in a little bit.
Yeah, it's the second observer.
Okay, so this is the second camera.
Yeah, and try and ignore the little two dots. Those are just dust on the sensor. But yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not moving, so I get it. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the third one's the composite stuff.
This is. And what is this one? What am I looking at?
The third one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the layer of the two observers, and that blue line in the middle. That's the parallax between the two observers.
Okay, so
the white line represents. Yeah.
The white lines are the observers?
No, the white lines represent the path of the transit. Because the transit, went in one direction. It's straight line. It didn't, turn. So that's the white lines represent, like, at the top, that's observer 1. So the space station, followed that white line. And then for the second observer, that white line at the bottom, that space station followed that line.
Okay, so you're saying that in a 1.5 mile distance, the transit shifted that much?
5 miles.
Well, even 5 miles isn't very far. That's like saying that when I look at the moon, someone 5 miles away is seeing a different image of the moon than I do.
No, I just used the sun to look at the space station. So the sun didn't actually change, in altitude. The space station did.
No, like, I get what you're saying when you say the sun didn't change out, but
I don't see how you can
what I'm seeing
actual
what I'm seeing is
distance of the sun
is the ISS transiting. I'm assuming the top. Okay, the top one is transiting towards the top of the sun,
Mhm.
but 5 miles away, it's transiting at the bottom of it.
Yes,
I don't see how-
exactly.
That doesn't really make sense.
What do you mean?
So someone 10 miles away doesn't get to see this transit.
Yes.
Yes, they don't.
Yeah, they don't get to see it if they were 10 miles away.
Okay, so then are you saying that the sun, that you and your other observer, have a different angle of the sun when you're looking at it too?
No, they would have the same altitude of the sun in degrees. The space station would be different. So you're not. The sun is just a way to see the space station. You can just imagine the sun being away from the picture. Yeah.
What
No, no,
about the
no, no.
elevation
I,
of where it was captured from? The two
no. Hang
different.
on. I understand what you're saying. The problem is if everyone right now looks up at most likely at your ceilings, but you fix it at one spot, someone 5 miles away, the ISS should be in the same spot. That's a drastic difference right there. That's like saying if I see a plane fly across the sky, that someone's going to see the plane fly across the sky at a completely different area.
I mean, the calculations match. I calculate the distance to that observer from, I did a triangle, made a triangle and everything. And I got a distance of about 472 miles from me to the space station. And then from that, I got the height.
How far?
About 472 miles from the observer one.
That doesn't make sense.
But that's just the distance from me to the space station. The height's completely different. Does that make sense?
Well, no, its altitude is going to be its altitude. So that would roughly, without giving it away, what area do you live?
About Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere around there.
Know your elevation,
Georgia,
by chance?
about 1,000 feet. The elevation, I think I double checked. It was about maybe 20 feet in difference between the two observers.
Well,
maybe 50.
If you're at 1,000 feet, that means
It's gonna be hella difference.
Well, no,
no, that's just
it doesn't make. How does the ISS doesn't travel at 470? What do you say? 471 miles? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't want to say a number that you didn't say.
You mean the height? I was just talking about the distance between me and the space station was 472 miles, and the height of it, like how high up it is about 252.
Okay, well that's what I was trying to figure out. It didn't make sense. I was like, the ISS doesn't travel is at 400 something miles in space. Okay, so I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so it's okay, I get it now. Regardless, I mean, the paths don't make sense to me. I've never seen, as far as I can tell, I mean, first of all, it doesn't make sense in the fact that 5 miles is almost nothing when you're looking that far away. Now, if it was up close, I could see.
It's only a very small change. It's about 0.3 degrees. Do you know how small that is?
Well, yeah, of course.
That's noticeable.
But if you're
measurements,
yeah,
well,
it's very slow. It's
I'd like to know.
It's not a lot. 0.3, because that 0.3 degree parallax between the two observers, that blue line between the white lines, that's 0.3 degrees. That's like, I don't know if I can give an example, but it's almost maybe a penny 10 feet away, like in angular size, I guess that's a way to put it, but it's not a lot.
What's your at the very bottom, your 29.10? What's that one?
At the bottom, that's the altitude of at the very bottom.
Yes.
Or like which one?
Yeah.
That's just the altitude of it. That's the altitude of that point.
Okay.
So the center of the sun is about 29.377 degrees. You know that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then slightly below that, it's gonna be less, 29.1 degrees. Up and then higher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, yeah, I see what you're. Okay. I just seeing what they were, what they represented.
Yeah. And also, go to the other link I'm gonna put in the chat thing. That goes through the calculations. Kind of want you to see that.
Okay, let me get to it. The last one you just did.
Yeah, the MA5JS imgranag.
All right.
And that's like a 10-page, thing on all the mathematics, all the observation, all the info, everything you could possibly know about this transit and calculations, all right there.
That you did.
And the math, yes, that I did.
Okay.
All of it, and took me a while.
Near. How old are you?
16.
God damn. Good.
Yes.
Your parents must be very proud of you, man.
Yes, thank you. They are.
Jesus Christ.
It uses it's all it is mostly just proving triangles using the law of sine and cosine. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in my 20s before I understood any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, he just blew my mind with that knowledge that he. I mean, I'm just trying to understand that. But I'm honest about that. You know, that's some impressive shit.
What do you think of horizontal orbiting?
I don't know how it would work. I guess it just goes around the AE map, I guess.
Well, realize that you can have even if it was a globe, you could have a horizontal orbit as well.
Can you like have a picture of that or something? Or
I'll make a diagram of how it works, but it's not going to be like yours. Okay. It's not going to be like this, but I'll do something in this range so you can kind of have an understanding of how that works.
Use that whiteboard and you can just draw it right there.
It literally took me. It probably took me about 5 or 6 months to understand what even possibly a horizontal orbit could even be. But it's pretty cool. I'll show you. They actually use it for when they do the called the HEMPs, the HEMPs when they shoot up, and then it comes back down.
Oh, like are horizontal orbits like a thing? Like, do NASA like use them or?
No. The military uses them, but the military uses them when they're firing ballistics over long range.
Okay.
It's like I said, I'll do a little diagram thing and then I'll send it to you. Do me a favor, make sure you put an email in the chat or something.
Okay.
Or if you click the chat button down there in here in the Zoom, put it there, just like where you just posted everything. Put your email in there, and then I'll save it and I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll put my alt email. Yeah.
Yeah, because then I know you said you didn't have very much time, but I definitely want to get you back on because I have a few questions for you. It don't make sense to me, and I think you may be the one to answer them for me too.
Okay.
Yeah, when you join the call, Neighbor Base, I don't know if you've seen that little screen that had the little box behind this call. You know what I'm talking about, where it says Zoom free account if you're on a PC. I'm not sure.
I don't like on the software, like the Zoom.
Yeah, on the software. Yeah, you can actually add him to contact or whatever, or post it in a chat in there, and that chat will actually be there. It won't go away when this call goes, ends.
Oh no, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Contact.
All right. So I'm trying to post my email. Trying to copy and paste, but it's not working. I'll just type it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, because for a lot of people, it's kind of like this doesn't exist thing. But I'm not sure if you heard me talk about it or not, but I actually do believe in satellites, and I believe in military satellites. I don't believe in commercial. I think when you think about it, it's kind of far fetched for a company to spend that kind of money on a satellite.
Yeah.
Not to mention, cell towers are all hard linked; they're wired.
Yeah.
That
is true.
The way radio frequencies work, there's no need for a satellite. And if you use satellites, the signal would be half its strength by the time it even came back. it'd be pointless. You need.
I'm not sure.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure about the last one, but you are right on cell phones don't use satellites; they
Well-
use towers.
Well, the thing is, so if I mean any frequency works the same way. You need something to bounce it off of to keep its strength, right? Or it weakens.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
I'm
well,
not an expert. But...
well, and this is general how it works. If you're using a satellite, that's a lot of distance, and then for it to come back.
Mhm.
And not to mention,
Like transceiver takes it and then
I mean, not to mention, you have to like literally. I mean, you're shooting a signal at a moving target. Not to, you know what I mean? It's not just there.
Mhm.
So for that to be even possible, you'd have to be sending a signal out so strong that you wouldn't even need the damn satellites.
I'll look into that. But here's my email.
Okay.
If you can, try not to show anyone, because
No, yeah. No, I 100% get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
future reference near base at the bottom there where you did that. If you can click the arrow there, so everyone you can just share it just
Yeah.
between you
Oh.
privately. So
Okay.
just figure out that you know everyone needs to learn this new shit. It's quite confusing after dealing with all the Hangouts, Google Hangouts for so long.
All right. There we go. Yeah, it's 10:30 where I am, and I got school tomorrow
All right.
and like 2 quizzes. So yeah.
Hey, quizzes like that's hard for you. Anyway, thanks.
All right. See ya.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
Hey man, that's the trip when you see kids do shit like that. Like that's some crazy shit right there. I just give them A for effort. Like I said, I
And for respect.
say again.
And for being respectful. He's fucking respectful. That's good. I love anytime when you talk with somebody and they're respectful, it's good shit, bud.
Oh no, yeah. He's actually been on Dreads quite a few times. I think the problem is that because he's a Glober, and because of that, and he goes to these places and he wants to show what he has and everything. The thing is that I think for a lot of people, he's gotten intertwined with the trolls, but he's not a troll. I think he's been on my panel a couple times, but I know he's been on Dreads a few times. Oh, when I first came in, he was around. That's how I knew he was real young. But yeah, cool. I like at least he's doing something. The issue, like I was saying, I have with what he showed us is that it is all NASA-based numbers, military-based numbers. If they didn't give him the information, he would have never even looked. So I mean, I get what he's saying with the things, and I'm gonna look over everything. So I'll have my opinion on it soon. But yeah, I mean it's things like that. I mean I need those things. I want people to put information in my face that I don't have. And Nier's one of those type of people that obviously, puts the footwork into it. And that's cool. I like that. It doesn't I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but I mean, like I said, that can be mocked. And
Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the only reason I even say it can be mocked, and I bring it up to that point without just saying anything else, is because they've been caught doing this before. For instance, when the first stealth fighter, not the bomber, the fighter came out, for one, they didn't want anyone to know it was real. So for I think it was 3 months, they just let every UFO call come in. Now here's the kicker to it. People were getting pictures of this thing. And then when the stealth fighter came out, and everyone was like, aha, told you. We saw this at this height. And they were saying, no. We didn't have it then. Because this thing only flies at this altitude. So those pictures are impossible. But in reality, it was a stealth fighter, not I think it was some kind of MiG or some shit they were trying to say it was. But yeah, I mean, It happens all the time. And doing the calculations he did, especially for the size of that little speck that we saw, it does nothing for me. That speck is a speck as far as I'm concerned. That speck could be it could be a dust flying across the screen. He's convinced. But, that's why I'm going to look into it. I want to know. I need to find out. But
You familiar with the Sophia project?
the Sophia? No, I am not. What is that?
It's supposed to be a satellite, right? It's supposed to be a satellite getting images of some shit. Look it up. It's Sophia.
Is that the Japanese one or some shit? They just
it's associated with NASA. Anyways, there was a brother that was doing a bunch of flat Earth stuff about 2 years ago. I forget his name. It's Planete Veritas. Was his channel. He's a robotics guy. He goes to school, and he's very, very, very good with robotics. Therefore, he knows all sorts of math. With that being said, he got to talking with a dude from NASA, the leader of the Sophia, or a manager or supervisor or some shit of the Sophia project, and the man flat out told him it was not a satellite. It was a modified 747.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. It's
a modified 747 with a telescope in it. They gut it out and put a massive telescope inside it. Now, with that being said, they could do the same thing with any of that. Modified 747 for space flights, what they call, showing you spacewalks, showing you people inside of showing you people doing tricks and shit inside of ISS, all that bullshit. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. Now, the opposition will tell us that no, we're reaching. That's reaching. But that's what it is. I mean, they flat out said that the Sophia project was a modified 747 with a telescope in it. With that being said, it's supposed to be a satellite. How can it be a satellite? How can it be something orbiting space? Above low Earth orbit. We're talking supposed to be like, out there.
Yeah,
Hubble, basically like Hubble's little brother. Excuse me.
Well, that's my main issue. And I'm gonna go ahead let me go ahead and screen share. I don't know why I keep doing it this way. Kind of look like this.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, I'm trying to. Okay, there it is. There it is. Do you see that plane? Do you see it in the?
Yep.
Like that?
Probably something like that, but instead it would be on the top. It would be something cut out of the top in the middle of it, so that it's like.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. It, like the ones that have the little dome on the top of it as well.
I doubt it would be something like that. I think it would be something specialized, something you and me have never seen. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we don't see. And for a person to think that we, know what we know and know everything, that would be the worst thing. For us to say that we know what we know and know nothing, that makes more sense. But we know that they have a lot of shit that they don't tell us about shit. I got a bud that was in the Marines. This man said they got weapons that, like, they got recoilless rifles that have been around for so long.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Like all sorts of little things that the common person is just now learning about.
I'm happy you brought that up, because one of the, I like to do the little weather modding thing and everything. Well, I also like figuring out what weapons they have, and I will I will continue what I was going to say in a second. Danny, you know what's about to happen. Unity, I gotta start a new link, a new Zoom link. It is the downside to not having the upgraded to Pro.
That's cool. That's what's up. But it keeps shit moving. You know what I mean? It's harder to catch up on some shit and have problems if you keep shit moving.
Yeah, okay. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna I don't know if you guys gotta go, drop out or anything. Hang tight. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and, because I have to do the redo the hangout, or the Zoom hangout, or whatever you want to call it. I was trying to figure out if he's gonna, you guys come with me, or Probably not, huh?
Fuck it, just start.
No, it's not
Pull the
going.
hell out
But
and start a
just,
new one.
All right.
No big deal.
Yeah.
It's
All
just
right.
end it. Just end it. You know what I'm saying? And then copy the link, throw it in the chat again.
Sounds good to me. All right. See you guys in a second.
All right.
See if it's possible. See if you could just pull people over. You know, see if we can add each other and shit, so that it don't be so hard.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can. You can.
I can. Yeah. But I don't have time to do
You're
it
gonna
at
have to
this
do it
second.
you're gonna have to do it on the next one because we got less than a minute.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start a new one. Matter of fact, let me hang tight for a second, Danny and Flat Earth Unity. I'm gonna see what it's gonna take for me to be able to. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can upgrade. God damn it! I hate this thing. Second. This little fucker. This is like brand new. I don't know why all of a sudden this little screen started popping up. And I can't get it to go away. Go ahead and see. What were you saying? I saw something in there Ricky said. Defined. Yeah. You know what? I don't believe there are people in the ISS. We do go to low space orbit though. I definitely believe that. Let me see here. Before I add you, or actually I can add you guys in now. Get these invites. Yes, oh man, hang on, time the fuck out. I know what I need to do first before I do anything. Figure out how to mute the shit out of that. What's up, DJ Black? Not really sure. I think this is your first time in, so what's up? Hang tight. Hopefully I won't have to ban. What did he say? You guys getting... That's funny. Really. Yeah, trying to see if you blocked Negator, Nedtex, or whatever the fuck you call him. Because he's not... damn it, man. Hang on. Calm your nerves, man. Yeah, luckily it's my live stream, so I can take as long as I want. I'm trying to figure something out. Hey, what up, Titan? My bad, man. I didn't... Fuck. I didn't see you. Let's see here. Trying to figure this out. Okay. So, where were we? Oh, just talking about space. Damn. We get them back in here. Definitely, because I want to hear about that. Oh, so what I was going to say before. Oh, my bad. You guys know how I rant and rave. Hey, everything. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. When he was talking about that plane that has a telescope, I've heard about it before. I didn't know that it was actually a Sophia project. But as in what they have and we know, here's a big example. They have all the stealth boats now. Not sure if anyone knows a stealth boat. Not a boat that does 1,000 miles an hour or anything. Because you can't see it on radar by the way it's painted by... Relax. I don't need you on the panel at the moment. I'm trying to talk. That ringing is annoying as shit. Relax. So, like I was saying, the stealth boats, the way they're designed, is that you can't see them on radar because obviously the same way the stealth fighter is designed by the angles it has in its paint job. They came out, I believe, The first one publicly came out in 2004. It wasn't a great one, but it was decent. It was 88 maybe 88. My uncle used to work at 32nd Street. That's a Navy base here in San Diego, and in 88 he was telling me about stealth submarines and stealth boats that they already had. So I know for a fact the technology that we know of is so behind what they really have. Not too sure if too many people realize they have stealth not stealth, they camouflage. They can have a camouflage tank. They can have a camouflaged which one is this? A camouflaged soldiers. I mean, you name it, they can camouflage it now. Not like abracadabra, poof, you're gone. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking at a certain direction, and there could be a Marine or even a fucking tank in front of you that you won't see, and until obviously it's too late. I've never seen one fire anything, so not 100% sure on how that works. But yeah, I mean, whether it be tanks, Marine, or anything, the technology they have, it's so beyond what we can think of. It's to the point where there are Marines that don't even know this stuff exists. Like literally, it's like tell them about something and they'll look at you like you're crazy because they live on that base, and it's regardless. Hey man, hate to break the news to you, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit going on. Which is also kind of why I base my I'm gonna call them beliefs, because there are certain things that I don't know, and it is a belief. Their technology is huge. To think that they can't go to be in low space orbit, it's kind of ridiculous to think they can't, if you really think about it. Now, beyond low space orbit, I don't think they can. I don't think they can at all, because if that were the case, radiation wouldn't be an issue. They'd be like, let's do this, this, and this. This is exactly how you take care of radiation. Because otherwise, I mean, that's a lot of fucking radiation out there. Now, forget about all that radiation. There's something out there that's so much more dangerous that it doesn't make sense to me how anything could happen out there, let alone even a moonwalk. I'm sure you've all heard of a solar wind. Well, solar winds are fucking like, I think they're 10,000 degrees type shit. They're fast. I don't know exactly how fast. I didn't really find out how fast they were, but along with my whole there is matter in space is these things that are so dangerous that to send someone up there is almost suicide for them. Now, I don't really hear too much of it, but if they do go to outer space, how do they get through all that space debris? I'm not sure if you guys knew the numbers that NASA even gives. They say there's 1,500 satellites and 500,000, half a million pieces of space debris. Now, if you guys were on Dreads the other night with D.Marble on there, we were all talking about it. If a bottle cap hits that ISS, it's going to shoot through it like a bullet, one end and out the other side. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I've never once seen any of those astronauts seemed worried. Not to mention, if they're taking rockets, satellites, these imaging devices worth billions of dollars, how are they getting them through the 500,000 pieces of space debris? It doesn't seem possible to me at all. same thing as, okay, well, if there's all that space debris up there, and the ISS got there on this propulsion system, which is why it stays at this 17,000, how come the space debris isn't regularly falling on us? Now, so I think one Glober tried to explain to me one time, like, what did he say? That it's kind of like the trash in the ocean. It's so spread out and so far. Bullshit. Because we all seen the image that NASA will show us of the space debris and satellites. It looks like a clusterfuck up there. And then you got other ones saying, yeah, NASA goes up there and plucks broken satellites out of the sky for direct TV, fixes them for them. Last time I heard, NASA was definitely not a cable repair company. I doubt that's what they're doing. That's what I was saying. I think, the price tag that they say each satellite costs seems a little far-fetched for DirecTV to want to use. Not a space agent says, have you ever heard of the Trash Island? Yes, I have, and it is not what you think. It's when they talk about the Trash Island and the size of Texas, what it really is it's just an area that size that all the ocean has these vortexes where everything, there's like middles. I think there's 3 of them, 3 or 4, but with the currents and the flow and everything, all the trash ends up in this area. But if you flew over it, you wouldn't see it. It's broken down plastics to the point where they become those little pellets. I've seen a few documentaries on it, and I assumed it would be this big landfill-looking thing in the middle of the ocean, but it's really not. It's really not at all. I mean, you'd go out there, if you went out there in a boat, you'd see it. You'd see a bunch of trash, but it's not like a quote unquote trash island. I was actually disappointed when I found that out, because that's also why if you Google it, you won't get an actual image of Trash Island. That's the other thing. I know back in the day they used to put trash out there, like literally take tons and tons and tons, like hundreds of tons of trash into space and let it go. I think that's what they were doing. I honestly believe that most of the nuclear waste from like in the 60s when they were doing all that shooting, I think most of it's in space right now. I know one nuclear, I know, a lot of you guys don't even believe in nukes, but they were saying that what they were shooting those nukes up for were to try to punch a hole in the Orion's belt. That's where the big radiation layer is. That could even be the dome people assume is there. Now, if they were doing the nuke firing, and they were hitting a dome, you would see the dome. Does that make sense? So the second the nuke hits the dome, you would see the inner the inner outline of the dome as the explosion happens. That, you know what I mean? Does it make sense to everybody? If it doesn't, let me know. I won't use that terminology anymore. But yeah, I mean, to think they can't go to space to me is ridiculous. How far they can go it's clear. They can't get through the radiation. That's all there is to it. Prove it? Okay. Tell one of those astronauts to walk inside a nuclear silo. I guarantee you they won't, because there's more nuclear or radiation in space than there is in one silo. So that's my, if you want me to believe you go to outer space, Put an astronaut in one of those silos, and then we'll talk. All right. So I'll go ahead and get this link in the chat now. You don't have to keep. That's a people. If you were here, and I have not sent the link out yet, don't blow my shit up, Danny. So let me get going again. There they are. All right. Not see what we're saying. Nicely said. I'm just talking about the trash collecting together, because he said it all spreads out. Yeah, it spreads out. It's in an area though. I mean, it's they know where it's at. It's like I said, it's where all the currents meet. I know because the one you're talking about, it's in the Pacific Ocean. It's where all the currents meet at, and it kind of makes like a vortex, and that's where everything ends up basically. There's actually a place. I don't remember the name of the place. I have to look it up. But there is an actual island where a lot of trash collects up and glass and stuff like that. So I mean, there are places that are just landfills now, basically because of assholes. Hey, what's up, Billy? I didn't even see you. My bad. But yeah, I mean, everyone's got to realize that your views on what is an idea. Until we actually physically can check these things out for ourselves, they're just beliefs. My beliefs, your beliefs, all beliefs. I mean, except for the creator one. That's just not real. Okay, Billy, why is it difficult for you to picture outer space with a flat Earth? Why would space be different whether it be globe or flat Earth? And that's kind of my same question for why is evolution so bad to everyone? I mean, flat Earth or globe, I mean, evolution's evolution. You guys, a lot of what I hear, not right, you guys, but what I see a lot happening with this whole flat Earth movement thing is that because you are a flat earther, just assume it has to be this way. Now, I know a lot of you guys, I've talked to a lot of you guys, like, now Space Agency, I know I kind of have an idea of your views on stuff. Billy Sanchez, your views on stuff. And I know a lot of them are, what you think. But come on, we got to admit it. There's a lot of people, I'd say 60% of Flat Earth, that have their viewpoints are their viewpoints because if it's Flat Earth, it has to be the way, that can't be possible. I guarantee you, more than half the people that don't believe in space just because it's a flat Earth, not because of any realistic idea of it. It's an inner space because they inside that. See, but that's the thing. I don't think they're in a dome. It just doesn't. I know you guys don't believe in meteors, but I'm sorry to break it to you. What is a meteor then? What is it that you see shooting across the sky? It's not a missile. I think I've heard it was a Tomahawk. It's not a fucking Tomahawk missile. None of those things glow while they're being fired. Not one of them. Explain to me that. Somebody, anybody. Tell me how a meteor is not real and then what we see in the sky when we say those are meteors. If it's not. Now, the reason you don't believe in meteors is because you believe in a dome. Okay, well, unfortunately, you're right. They both can't happen. If one is one, so if there is a dome, then there isn't meteors. Period. But if there are meteors, then obviously there can't be a dome. Because I think it's absolutely. I've actually just started looking into that, and I 100% agree with you. 100%. See, that's the problem though. If it was an overflow of energy, it would more or less glow. It wouldn't shoot. If that makes sense. It wouldn't. Yeah, definitely, Billy. I mean, like I said, I believe it's a meteor because, yeah, you know what? That's what I grew up to find out what they were. But at the same time, what is it if there's a dome? What if it's not a dome? And that's just the point blank reality of it is you guys, or not you guys, flat Earth needs to realize that just because a Bible. Wait. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. So many people believe it's flat because of what the Bible says, which is fine. That's not the problem I have. The problem I have is that there's a lot of flat earthers who refuse to or aren't religious. They're what I consider spiritual, I guess, but believe the same thing. What is the background behind this dome? I mean, we know for a fact that the Bible isn't a literal scripture. It's not every word for word is not how every word for word is supposed to be. What about those little things that are nitpicked make it so concrete? And at the same time, for someone like me who doesn't believe in a creator, all the Bible is as I've grown up, I've always considered the Bible to basically just be a way to what I consider control the masses. When I say control the masses, I don't necessarily mean control the masses as in like like brain manipulation and all that stuff. I just think it was a great way to keep things in order. People from trying to be top dogs, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, it has to be. If the way I see it, not a space agency, is we weren't there. Nobody was. So for all we know, it's just it's a gimmick they used or something like that. It doesn't always. It's not gonna be what it is all the time. Which is kind of where I'm going with what I'm saying. What about most let's think of the most basic flat Earth beliefs. Like for instance, the dome. That's probably one of the most prominent features of flat Earth. But the problem is, for me personally, is for instance, like I said, meteors. I don't believe the sun and the moon are as close as a lot of people say. Why? If the sun and the moon were inside this firmament, why couldn't they have landed on the moon? And those are the type of things I think about on a regular basis. If the moon was inside this quote unquote dome, why could they not land on it? I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but if it's inside, if we can get to low space orbit, which most people say, agree with, and the moon is inside your dome, why aren't we landing on the moon? Oh, well, first of all, I 100% agree there's definitely more evidence of the flood happening than landing on the moon. The problem I have is there's really no evidence for, and I say this with finger quotes because it's not a flood, it's the flood. There's no proof of that flood at all, and that can be debunked in about 10 minutes. What's up, Accord? How you doing, sir? I was thinking about changing my channel name because I also realized that of all flat earthers, I'm like the most different. My beliefs are so far from regular, it's insane. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's the hardest part for me is being part of the flat earth community while at the same time having my views. Now, luckily, I'm hoping that I'm not an asshole about how I feel, but I think that has a lot to do with why I'm here, because I wasn't when I first got here and thought it was a globe. I don't think I ever acted like a troll, and thank God I didn't. I mean, otherwise, Dreads, Titan, all of this shit, all of you guys wouldn't be family. But at the same time, now that I realize it is flat, that's not justified reason for me to change how I think. You know what I'm saying? As far as what's going on, it's flat, but that's pretty much the only thing that is agreed upon in my brain. Other than that, everything else is still open for debate. Everything still has to be proven with facts for me. So it's definitely rough being here and saying stuff like evolution is real. Satellites. Granted, I am off the whole, all these satellites. I do believe the military has some stuff up there, but that's also where the big technology is. I don't, like I said a little while ago. Excuse me. I don't think. I don't believe at all that a direct TV or a the NFL network is spending billions and billions of dollars to put stuff up, one satellite up there. What's this one? Is it Billy? Is this something I could play now, or you meant on my own time? Oh no, Billy knows I'll watch it. I just don't know if it's something I could play now, or it's something I have to watch and think about. Okay, no problem at all. Yeah, no problem. I like every time you send me something, it always ends up in this damn stream anyway. So, maybe meteors are the sky renewing itself, like we all shed skin. But I don't understand. You mean like like the stars renewing itself and like burn? I don't understand what you're saying, Karen. As in the meteors in the sky renewing itself. But see, I don't think things are holograms or anything like that. Like I believe stars are stars. How far they are, no one knows. I mean, they're way out. That's the other reason I think there is a space, because if you look at a star, you don't see the source of that star. I think we have a dome. Yeah, well that's as close to agreeing as I can. Whether it be our atmosphere and the vacuum of space, that line between the two being a dome, or the radiation belts could be the dome. I don't at all believe that the dome is a glass firmament. There's too many variables that don't add up for it to be that way. Like I was saying, when we were talking about meteors, meteors is a big reason for that. Like I was saying before, if the sun is inside the dome, you would see the dome around its edges. Like you would see where it's at as it crests over. Once the sun has, when the sun's moved away from us, we would see like the crest of that dome from far away, but we don't see that. I don't think square, but I get what you're saying. And I've actually heard that too. I've heard someone, I've heard it was actually a couple months ago, someone was telling me that they believe that the dome, we're in an enclosed firmament, but the dome is like way out in space. Like space is there, but there's only so far in space we can go. It made kind of sense, except for the fact that it's like, well, if we can't ever get to it, then how do you know it's even there at all? Kind of thing. Now, as for a dome being here, it's kind of hard for me to run with that. There's too many, like I said, too many variables. What do you call it? The amateur rocketeer people. When I first got to flat Earth, that was like, I don't really see it at all anymore, but for a long time that was like one of the biggest things where everyone was like, yeah, they hit the dome and that's what it is. But the problem for me is that what people were saying 70,000, 75,000, 100,000, 90,000, 100,000, 125,000, and it changed so much that I realized something's into it. I actually got the video on my other channel. It's debunking the rocket dome. For that video, because like I said, nothing's 100% with me because I don't know if there's not enough proof on either end for me to say there's nothing up there. Period. But basically, what a lot of those you were seeing in those rockets is something called a gyro system. Now, when a rocket is in its course, that spin that the rocket's doing, it actually helps it keep control. But when a rocket burns out and it's time for that parachute to pop out, if you spin a bottle, like you spin a top and then try to deploy something off of it, it's going to obviously be disastrous. That system is made to stop it from doing that. And that's what that whole thunk sound and the whole stopping of everything, even the gyro system's in the video too, Billy, so you should check that out. Core says, Shanji and everyone else, I have a new Flat Earth related folk song called, well, guess what? Let's go ahead and share that there, Accord. How I roll. Go ahead and get that set up real quick. I know I'm kind of babbling. Realize that for the day. So if anybody, topic of something to talk about while I do this, do it. I don't know why I was just about to ask you if this is yours or not. Where am I? Oh, let's go ahead and do this. Perfect.
to witness the blue of the daylight moon. They wait as the snake chases his own tail for the black glass siren to sing her tune. They live in a carousel, spinning out of control. I live in a sanctuary. I am safe from the cold. Fear vibrates in a pyramid shape, expanding like an urban sprawl. Broken trust and stilted wanderlust have been scrunched into a ball. They live in a carousel, spinning out of control. I live in a sanctuary. I am safe from the cold.
Awesome, awesome. She keeps in my way. I log all these. Plus, wait a minute. Said something. Oh yeah, hey, board man. I told you, man. Anytime you have something fresh, let me know. Yeah, we'll play it. Hey, what's up, Fluffy Toke? Welcome, welcome. All right, somebody gotta come up with a topic, man, cause coming near that tired time. Like I said, today was a more of a I felt like I wanted to live stream more, having a actual topic. Um, so if you felt like this one was all over the place, good. You felt like they were very entertaining. That's how I roll. But yeah, it's sometimes I just feel like I need to get on and say stuff to my people. Um, Tomorrow though, I'm gonna live stream. I'm telling you right now. By tomorrow, I will have a list of names I'm going to be calling out. Whether it be of people, certain people at all. I got this feeling I needed to be debating. Ridiculous not to. Um, Not to mention, I'm not going anywhere when it comes to this whole conscious community need to buy land bullshit. Got someone that does that shit, talks about land like it's gold. Let them know there's someone on this side. Shit. I'll explain to them why that whole idea is shit. Tomorrow, tomorrow I'm gonna go on and some more of the like survival type info and a couple tips type stuff like that. Like so you guys can understand what actual like living off the grid really is. Like I said, I have friends that have done it. Um, and for me, it's backpacking, but there is a lot of stuff that could use hand in hand ways to think. So, oh yeah, definitely. No, no, wait. Legendary, you sent me a couple. I think you posted them, but there's a couple that aren't just instrumentals. Talking about I have on. Which one? Yeah, this one, I think.
Hey, yo, we live? Oh, yeah. Check me out, man.
Duke wins.
Yeah. Finally feel like I made it. I've been ducking Satan. Demons on my shoulders, contemplating my fate, and my bones aching. Beating the block until it's vacant. I ain't waiting, I gotta take it. Fuck being patient, I know that it's a virtue, but sometimes it can hurt you. Feel like I'm stuck in that commercial, jumping over hurdles, watching the color purple. Don't let them curse you. Free your mind. This shit was done by design. Take the time, you will find your DNA is no different than mine. See your creation, that's divine. You gotta read between the lines. It's a fight to free your mind. If you don't, it could be lethal. We out here ducking evil from them same people claiming that they freed you. They just wanna see you locked down or in a box underground. Don't let them take your crown. They only do what you allow. Took a vow to make my mama proud. Know she watching from them clouds. See her face up in my child. The Lord give you blessings you don't know what they about. I saw that fork up in the road. I took a different route. I can't say I ain't feel like I was missing out, but everybody I came up with, they missing now. Either dead or in prison now. Crazy how decisions, they can define how you living. Don't put yourself in that position. Smarten up and listen before you get a sentence and they steal your independence. I hope you get the premise, cause when they end it, you can't go back and just start from the beginning. It's hard to end up winning when they put you at a deficit. Shit's irrelevant without the evidence. Humble as it ever get. Hope that you remember this. I'm only saying this for your benefit. I hope that you don't never slip. You had your whole life to sit and reminisce. Sitting in that box with 3 hots in a cot. If you knew this from the start, please excuse me for my thoughts. Yeah. I mean, you can only tell a person something so many times. I know. At the end of the day, you gotta be responsible for your own actions. Man, they say if you knew better, you'll do better. Right? So all you can do is inform yourself and just pray things go your way. That's all you can do. But some things are out of your hands. But I understand that's all a part of God's plan. I promise. But never mind that, man. Just get back to it. Yeah. I was never worried what they do to me. I let foolery fight foolery. Don't waste money on no jewelry. I don't live my life for you to see. If you from that struggle, you agree. It's either you or me. I ain't got no degree. School just wasn't for me. I be deep in them streets. I got children to feed. These bills gotta get paid. I've been grinding for days. I'ma do what it takes. Gotta make me a way. Gotta do it today. We ain't promised tomorrow. Ain't no time you could borrow. Sorrow used to have me guessing. Your time is of the essence. I'm surprised I made it through my adolescence. Running through these life lessons. Appreciating the presence, the blessings of my girl. Sometimes I don't deserve her, but shorty, you my world. I wanna give my queen everything she deserved. She was down since the first. She was down through the worst. It hurt to watch me see her suffer. So I'ma hustle till the sun up. And when I come up, I never let them take it from us. Never let the industry run us or define us. We can go somewhere they can't find us. Disappear until our time's up. It's hard to find trust and also loyalty when everybody's living in front of computer screens. I tend to keep my circle smaller than a wedding ring. I'm on the better things and can't nobody tell me nothing. It's just an introduction to the way that I function. Give all of your glory to God, cause without him you ain't nothing. Make sure you stand for something or you headed for destruction. Tell him, leave you with a few words, man. You feel me? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Fire. Damn. Oh, and Legendary, he sent me a couple of his instrumentals that I'm gonna be editing and letting those go probably a few days. But with that, guys, I'm tired. I've had a very, very, very long day. So what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna go on tomorrow. I'm pretty much gonna do the whole, living off the grid thing. Survival tips, tricks, and stuff like that I know. Hopefully, hopefully, as a conscious community believer of land will solve all. Will come through, and I can knowledge at them and make you can realize that land is not what you need. Land is absolutely wrong choice. Yeah. So with that, thank you guys. Much love. Yeah. Hey, Accord. Like I said, man, I've told you before. Let me know. I'll play it. No problem. Legendary. Same with you. Anybody on Flat Earth. Make music. Any kind of content. Make a video or anything. Let me know. I'll help promote it. I'll air it. I don't care. I'm still doing the small channel thing. Kind of been kind of rough because I've been dealing with this stupid OBS, which I think I got figured out now. Work and just other things. So I'm trying to find more time to do all that kind of stuff. So I will be coming back up with the small channel promos very soon. But more importantly, hey, if you live in Southern California, I'm doing a meetup. It'll probably be the first week of February. Either in the Riverside area or San Diego area. I haven't decided on which area yet, based on obviously interested in showing up. But like I said, email me. You can email me on my YouTube. Most of you guys, I can get a hold of me in the back chats. Doesn't matter. Just let me know. That way I can start really telling where it's going to be at. Going to be at a bar. No doubt about that. But the area is very important. So let me know if you get involved in that. You up. I will. Actually, I know for a fact I'll have the information and all that stuff in a video I'm going to upload tonight. I just got to finish up on a few things on the editing of it. But other than that, again, I appreciate you guys being here. Sorry, my panel didn't run too long, and I didn't start it back up. I just kind of got into a rant and felt like kept continuing on with it. But other than that, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, most likely the same time. Other than that, love to you all. Flat.
When you get to hell, tell him Duke sent you.